Morning, how are you all? Reading an excerpt from my book. Tell me what you think in the comments below. This particular excerpt is about a girl who has all the college degrees but still living with her parents, and the sisterhood that the girls in this story, the young women in this story, maintain throughout their lives. She knew their history shared and personal. Kika hated living with her absolutely fabulous, understanding parents. She'd raked up almost $100,000 in student loan debt and spoke most convincingly about just disappearing somewhere. She saw no way of ever repaying this type of debt and felt stuck. The loan was debilitating and snuffed her confidence. Who would ever marry a woman with this kind of baggage? It's worse than a household of children. At least they grow up and can leave the house. I will die owing student loan money. She was always humorous and appeared to not worry about it. Les knew that it bothered her deeply. She had Bible knowledge and often comedian comedian sayings in her that don't the Bible say we should have release of our debts in 7 years? And raise her wine glass heavenwardly. Hallelujah, I receive it, Jesus. And not a one of them laughed. Les knew that her being rushed to Mount Cedars Hospital last summer seemed accidental. The mixture of alcohol and her depression medication was thought to be a memory lapse. She was so busy caring for her ailing grandmother that she just lost track. It was only Les who grabbed her hand in the hospital room and simultaneously recalled the call 2 nights before when she just sounded out of sorts. No, it was more like resignation. Les always made it abundantly clear that she was always free to use her home. Kika had some savings but felt that she would really be in dire straits if she dipped into her 401k retirement account. At varying times, they all offered her loans or whatever she required. Her parents' voice played over in her head, though, about never a borrower or a lender be. They had remained happily married, raised a family, and paid for their home and vacations without ever a line of credit. Kika confided to them that she felt like money was a dirty word and that her sense of failure was due to her mismanagement. How many of you grew up thinking or hearing or feeling that money was evil and that it was far out of reach, like money doesn't grow on trees, which it actually does, or that the love of money is that money is the root of all evil, when it's the love of money that's the root of all evil. But I digress. Even over the protests of, but you paid for grad school with, how did you know that schools would close and thousands of people would lose their jobs? I can tell you for sure that there's a need for much more mental health counseling. It seemed unfair that a promising career should be so derailed. She had more or less banished the thought of moving to another city or state. Her grandmother and her parents lived here, and her sense of duty forbade it. She had in the last year, though in a stint of desperation, applied for a couple of jobs in other states. She reasoned that her grandmother was receiving rehabilitation in a nursing home and that her parents were still mobile and mentally alert. She never articulated it, but Les felt she was living from moment to moment. Her friends seemed to be on the edge. Her toast this Friday afternoon exemplified as such. Cheers to the present. It's a gift, darling, doing her best Katharine Hepburn impression. Sometimes Les wondered if she loved Kika the most of her friends. Her big-hearted and impossible to resist personality always seemed to remind her of the song The Tears of a Clown. She just wanted to hug her, but she just smiled and poured a second round of Chardonnay. Tell me what you think. Like, subscribe, comment. Have a blessed day.